Hi guys, usually Braga please for 10:30 this evening, and if I could ask for your name and organisation before your question, please.
Good afternoon, Pep. Ben Ransom from Sky Sports News. The news today that Sergio Aguero has signed that one-year extension to his contract. He's spoken fairly publicly about his desire to return to Argentina when his deal does end here. So how much of a boost is it for you to know that you've managed to convince him to stay for an extra season?
Well, good morning. I didn't convince him. He decided for himself. So that's why thank you so much for trust with us. So at the end, players like him, like Vincent, like David, they decide because they show every day in the training session, on the pitch and off the pitch, his commitment and in our club. So I appreciate it a lot. So thank you, and so happy they can extend the contract and stay 10 years in that club.
Some of the players have been on social media this week apologising for the performance on Wednesday against Lyon. How frustrating was it for you to have to watch from the stands and not be able to get involved and make changes and do what you'd normally do?
Well, the players don't have apologise. Why should apologise for what? They run, they fought, they try to make a comeback. That competition punish a lot the mistakes we commit, and the last games when we lost, we make a lot of mistakes and re-mistake and re-mistake in the same action, and when that's happened, they punish us. But they don't have apologized. Where they run, they put everything there, and of course I was banned. I have to accept it, and hopefully next game I can be there.
And Kevin De Bruyne has said this week that he is aiming to be back playing for the Manchester derby in November. Can you give us an update on his injury, how he's coming back, and whether that is a realistic return?
I don't know. Really, I don't know. I spoke with the doctor sometimes, and he's telling me it's going so well, going well, but I don't know. He has to come back to a training session, see how it works, and we'll see. The important is when he come back on the pitch, he's completely fit and can finish the rest of the season.
Pep, Mandy Henry from Premier League News. Is there any update on Benjamin Mendy's fitness?
Injured.
And Cardiff are a very physical side, and they're still looking for their first win. Does that make this a difficult and dangerous game for City?
Premier is physicality, not just Cardiff. I realized immediately when I arrived, when I was outside, I came back here for international games. Always I realized how physical, is the Premier League, and Cardiff his own way to play, and you have to adapt. So the risk is always home away.
Pep, Don McGuinness, TalkSport. You mentioned Mendy then injured. What is the exact problem, and how long do you feel that he'll be missing?
Well, I don't know. He has a little bit problem in his bone, and I don't know.
Whereabout? Is it an ankle?
Yeah, the feet.
And just about Sergio, when he leaves now, it will be 10 years. A player like him, of his ability, of his standing in the game, is that going to happen again, do you feel? Players staying for 10 years, when they're not from this country, moving in, is that going to be a unique thing?
Yeah, before it was more easier to find players stay all career in the same club. But today, even I think is for the players itself have the curiosity, to live a new experience. So it's not bad when one player try to discover new languages or go with their families in other places or play in other leagues and prove themselves. So it's not bad. So the society is nice for that. We can learn from the other cultures to be a better person. But it happened with Sergio. He was Argentina, go to Madrid, and now come here. So it's nice. So, but it's important, It's an important player for the club, not just for the team, for the club, what that it means. And finish. I don't know his career because I don't know what's going to happen when after 2-3 years. But it's nice to count on him.
Pep, Simon Stone from the BBC. Just going back to Wednesday, can you explain why the team started slowly and why they made so many mistakes in such a big game?
Well, I think I reviewed the game. We didn't play bad. I think it was not the best performance, but we didn't play bad. But yes, in the first half was everything a little bit slow. So they didn't create too many chances. Except second half were better. They had more clear chances. We exposed more in front. Is that competition? The people, I insist many times, it's completely different competition from the Premier League. They ask a lot, the opponents from us. It's so demanding. The quality of them, the physicality. The physicality is not just in the Premier League, in France too, and the quality of the opponents. So it's so hard in terms of the level of the teams, and still we have to learn, to try to play that game. I have to help the team better than I did in the past, to try to find a way to no more stable, because we make an exceptional, I think, first group stage 2 seasons ago. The last season was amazing. Of course, we lost against Basel here, but in Shakhtar we were already qualifying first of the stage group, and we make a lot of changes in the teams, but I have to find the way to be more solid. If not, we cannot go through. So that teams are so good. It doesn't matter who you play. So I saw the game Hoffenheim, Shakhtar, and both teams are so good teams, and that's why we have to prepare as well to go through.
You had more players go deep into the World Cup than any other club. Are you paying for that, Manchester City, a little bit? Is there a bit of tiredness? Is there something?
No, I don't believe in the physical condition. I don't believe in that. So physical condition for itself don't exist from my point of view. So the mind is control everything. What do you have to do on the pitch when you have the ball, when you don't have the ball, how you defend the set pieces, and many circumstances. Is not about the physical. So they are young. They train every day. We take care of them. Very is impossible in terms of the physios, all the departments that we have. Absolutely everything for them. So I don't believe in that. So why the first half was slow, in the second half we were so quick and were so aggressive, It could be the opposite. So when you are tired, it's always mental approach, and it was a little bit, it was a problem to a start. We missed some balls in different positions. We didn't defend quite well. We make mistakes, and when we arrived there, we were unlucky in the post, and hypothetical penalty, and as circumstances in the cut of game, no games, that decisions count a lot. It's not a Premier League that you have another game. Here, every game is like a final. It's a final, really is a final, because this is a shorter group stage when 1 or 2 mistakes you are out. And knockout games, last 16, 18, so it's the same. But still, we have chance. Of course, we have 5 games still, and we are going to prepare when Torren go to Germany to make a good game.
Any more for the embargo? Andy?
Hi Pep, Andy Hampson from the Press Association. Last season you did very well in the Premier League games that you played immediately after European games, but can it be difficult going back into the Premier League straight after playing the Champions League?
Yeah, always difficult. So last season we did almost everything well. So I said many times we cannot forget what we have done, but it's done. And of course, but that's happening. In the 2 teams you have to know to handle that. Most of the players go to the World Cup. Most of the players go to international breaks. You play every 3 games. That is what it is. If you want to be like a manager or as a manager and football player, you have to accept it.
Okay, guys, embargo, please, for 10:30 this evening.